Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be changing the ignition coils and the spark plugs on a 2005 Honda Accord 2.4 VTEC. Here we got the spark plugs. Here we got the ignition coils. I ordered them online. This is what they look like. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be removing some of these covers. And there we're going to look at the where the ignition coils are at. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do to get to the ignition coils is remove these four nuts here. Okay, so this is what they look like. There's like a screw in the... Okay, so we're going to go ahead and remove the other three. But here's where the ignition coil is at, then inside there is the spark plugs. So we're gonna have to unplug this before we take them out. Okay, so we already got all the ignition coils off. Now we're gonna get the spark plugs. They're in that hole there. I don't think we can see them. Oh, there they are. They're down there. So we use an extension and a 5/8 to get down in there. Okay, there you go. Alright, I'm gonna need both hands to do this, so there's gonna be 4 of those. We'll just take the spark plugs out. So here we can see the spark plug. Regular maintenance is at 100,000 miles, changing the coils and spark plugs. And this car was well beyond the 100K mile mark, so the spark plugs looked a little rough. Alright, so these spark plugs are pre-calibrated. So it says there on the back, don't try to calibrate it or put a flathead screwdriver like some people do. So these are already pre-calibrated. And it also
tells you to first tighten it and then give it a little, not too hard. See where it says half and then 2/3. So you do it by hand, but don't tighten it too much. So these are already pre-calibrated, so there's no need to calibrate them. Let me try to remove. Okay, so that's how they look. Usually I put anti-seize here. They didn't bring me any this time around. I'm gonna check if I have some. That way I can put some on here.
So first I tighten them all by hand. So I put all the spark plugs in before I put the coils on. I put them all in by hand, and then I come back and tighten them. So first you tighten them by hand, and then you give it about 2/3 of a turn, roughly. Make sure they're pretty snug in there. Alright, so next we're going to put in the coils. So you put them in and then make sure they're clamped onto the spark plug. So you're going to hear like a little pop whenever the spark plug goes in place under the coil. As I'm putting them in, I'm also connecting them. So you want to do it this way, because if you put them on in and then try to connect them, you won't be able to, or it'll be a lot harder to do. So as you put one in, go ahead and connect it.
So okay, so you put them in there, and what you do, you put everything back together the same way it came off. So it's pretty simple, not too much to it. Okay, so on these it has these 2 bolts, and those are the ones that go in that one and in that one. So that's why there's, put it in, they slide in there. So there it is. That's how you change the ignition coils and spark plugs on a 2005 Honda Accord VTEC 2.4 liter. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.